Hello, good evening, listeners or viewers. My name is Mahadi Shehu. I am a businessman operating under the name of Dialogue Group, and I live in Kaduna. This clip is about His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The trending issue from Saturday to today, the 27th of June 2022, has been the issue of a statement said to have been uttered and verified by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. On Saturday, the 25th of June 2022, while graduating some students who were given some skills, Obasanjo uttered that his biggest regret in life was to have nominated Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as his running mate in 1999. I have been waiting to hear a response from himself, Atiku Abubakar, but I think by his own training and upbringing, he always shy away from defending himself. I was also hoping that those people around Abubakar, Atiku, should be able to give a defense to Atiku. Now, I am dissecting Obasanjo's statement that he is regretting, his biggest regret was to have nominated Atiku Abubakar as his vice president. I am doing the dissection unsolicited. Nobody told me to do it. I am doing it to put records straight for posterity. Number one, prior to 1999, Obasanjo was a prisoner. He was convicted for involving himself in either a genuine or phantom coup. He was waiting for the hangman news because if not for the death of Abacha, he would have been a forgotten history by now. But as Providence will have it, Abacha died, Abdulsalam Abubakar took over, and they brought out an Obasanjo from the prison. A former convict, a former coupist was brought out. When he came out, just look at his picture. He was looking emaciated, haggard, almost wasted. He came out, he was rehabilitated by Ali Gusau, by Babangida, and so many other people. They made him to come back to his human person. Not only that, by the time he came out, he was completely bankrupt. Obasanjo palm has gone down. Everything about Obasanjo was in bankruptcy. They dragged him and drafted him into the political arena. They did all they could to ensure that he became the president of Nigeria, and he became one. When he picked an Atiku Abubakar as a vice president, it was for compelling reasons, such as by the time he came out aspiring to contest under PDP, Atiku Abubakar was in full control, in full charge of PDM, People's Democratic Movement, PDM structure, which was the former structure they put up together with Abdul Aziz, chairman from Kwara State, Dr. Abdul Aziz, along with the Sheikh Musa Adua, along with the Tony Anini, and along with Atiku. They had a formidable PDM structure, the same structure that defeated Latif Jokonde in Lagos, the same structure that penetrated the entire Southwest, the same structure that engraved its own name in bronze, in silver, and in gold. So he had no option. He had to go for an Atiku because Atiku was in full charge of PDM structure, and Obasanjo was desperately looking for a structure that will accommodate him being a former convict and a former coupist that nobody believed in him. That was how he picked Atiku. It was not in good faith. He took Atiku because Atiku had the connection, he had the reach out, he had the strength, he had the generosity to allow Obasanjo to ride on that PDM structure, raise the resources for him to win the presidency. After winning the presidency, all was well. Not until Obasanjo became well-seated, well-oriented, and he started displaying exactly what an Obasanjo is. A betrayer, somebody who uses and dumb people, somebody unreliable, somebody with a lot of moral questions. And I'll come to this issue of moral questions. That was how he picked an Atiku. It was not a favor he did. It was, in turn, Atiku made a great favor to him. Without an Atiku structure, without an Atiku resources and finance, he wouldn't have been a president in 1999. This needs to be put in clear record for posterity for those who don't know Obasanjo. Number two, in a normal society, people like Obasanjo should have been imprisoned by now, waiting to be hanged because of the monumental crime he committed against Nigerian populace. Under Obasanjo, over 11 trillion naira was committed for the purpose of generating power, no power. Over 600 billion naira was spent under Anini, his works minister, for roads, no roads. He spearheaded the selling of government properties to his cronies, to himself, and to so many other people around him. Think of Transcorp, think of so many other places that is owned by him, where he has substantial share and interest. He presided over the destruction of the Nigerian economy. Not only that, if you think my comment is out of hate, let me get you comments from his family members. On the 16th of December 2013, Dr. Iyabo, Senator Iyabo, his daughter, who was a commissioner before she became a senator, wrote a letter to Obasanjo. For those who are interested in knowing the content of the letter, please go and read that letter. Iyabo Obasanjo's letter to her father, biological father, Obasanjo. The contents tell you exactly what Obasanjo is. Unreliable, vindictive, wicked, and somebody who is cheap and mean. That is the summary of Iyabo's letter. If you can't get Iyabo's letter, go and get the recent news magazine of 5 March 2022. The title is Obasanjo's Stupendous Wealth, 1999 to 2007. It will shock you how somebody who came out from the prison bankrupt and how he came across that stupendous wealth as enumerated, itemized, and mentioned by the news magazine. If you can't get the news magazine, you may remember Benga Obasanjo. You remember the accusation of Benga against his father, that his father was sleeping with his wife. Meaning Obasanjo was sleeping with his daughter-in-law. If you can't get Benga's news item, go and get Majishola's, Obasanjo's former wife of Obasanjo, her book, read her book, Bitter and Sweet. She gave a narrative of how she survived an Obasanjo in a matrimonial home. Most of the adjectives used are even unprintable, but she printed them. She painted him as somebody who is always after women. Anything in skirt. An unreliable person. A person who has no respect for his family. In a normal society, an Obasanjo should bury his head in shame. We've not had an Atiku's daughter or an Atiku's son accusing Atiku of infidelity. In fact, it's not even infidelity. That is beyond infidelity. It's incestuous relationship. We have not heard of that. Don't forget that as a sitting vice president, Atiku fought Obasanjo 9 times in different courts up to the Supreme Court, and he won all 9 times because it was an accusation based on treachery. It has been many, many years that Atiku is not in power. If he had stolen what he said to have stolen, we should have seen him in court now. He has no immunity. So Obasanjo must be suffering from old age degenerating into mental dementia to be saying what he ought not to be saying because it is not true. Atiku has done him a great favor and he should remain eternally grateful to Atiku. In any event, let Obasanjo take note that he is a spent force. He has written a letter to who? To Babangida. To who? To Abacha. To who? To Buhari. To who? To Jonathan. To who? To everybody. He is a professional letter writer. The moment he seeks for a favor and it's not given to him, it's not done to him, he goes a useless letter to the public, making all forms of nonsense statements. Gone are those days. Those letters are not going to be useful, and he's a spent force. And already the course is very clear for Atiku. He can't stop an Atiku. Atiku is out. Atiku is not seeking for any favor from Obasanjo. We don't even want Atiku's endorsement. It is not. We don't even want Obasanjo's endorsement. He's a spent force, and by the grace of God, what God has destined for Atiku is already written. It's already engraved. It is just a matter of time. If Atiku emerges as the president of Nigeria, Obasanjo can go and hang his neck. He can go and commit suicide. He can go and take poison. That is the best he can do for himself. And Obasanjo should go and watch his words. People are not replying him because he is no more important. He has assaulted virtually everybody. He has assaulted clergies. He has assaulted clerics. He has assaulted businessmen. He has assaulted virtually every important person in this country. Heavens have not fallen. It will not fall because of an Obasanjo's insult. We wish Obasanjo long, long, long years ahead so that he can reap the evil he saw. And he will reap that evil, inshallah, before he dies. Long live the Republic of Nigeria. May God protect Nigeria. May God protect Atiku Abubakar from this venom coming out from Obasanjo's heart, mind, and psyche. A venom that is coming out in wholesale and in retail, and a venom that will consume only an Obasanjo because he manufactured that venom, hoping to injure people who are innocent. I rest my case.